Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer number 2. I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on it. Now, the first trailer, I was it was not bad. I mean, you could tell they didn't do the effects all the way, because they didn't really look as good and stylized as they do in this trailer. But raise some questions like my Kylo Ren theory, which I kind of have an. I mean, it could be my old theory, but I kind of have a new theory on him. I might discuss that later. Um, so that trailer was not bad. I liked how it raised some questions, and I like seeing the Millennium Falcon, and I like seeing the new lightsaber. I know people don't like it, but I kind of like it. Um, Now this trailer seems very, very cool and interesting at the same time because it shows this planet that looks like Tatooine, but I read somewhere it's not. It's actually a planet called Jakku. It's like, why not more desert planets in Star Wars? Um, but it looks like there's been like this huge battle over this planet because every time it shows this desert planet, you just see like crash ships. So there must have been like this huge battle above it back in the Empire times. Um, we get to see Luke Skywalker, not his face, but his robot hand, touch R2D2. That planet though kind of looks like Mustafar. A lot of the planet, like Jakku, the only planet we really seen here is Jakku and some water planet, like with trees. Like there's water and there's a lot of trees. Could be Naboo. Um, in this one shot though, it shows Luke put his hand on R2D2. Looks a lot like Mustafar. Um, Now you get to see our other main characters, Finn and Rey. Poe Dameron. Poe Dameron seems like he's gonna be like the new Han Solo type in that shot where he's in the X-wing and he's flying and he's like, "Wow!" Sounds like he's maybe another cocky starfighter. I heard at the panel that he is gonna be the main, like the main starfighter in the galaxy. Like he's the best. We've seen our new droid BB-8. We didn't see C-3PO. I was a little disappointed by that. Um, we get to see the lightsaber, not the Sith lightsaber, but looks like Anakin and Luke's lightsaber from before, like Anakin's lightsaber in Revenge of the Sith, and Luke's lightsaber in A New Hope and Empire be passed on to another person. Like same design. Maybe it's not it, but it looks like the same exact design. And if that's true, how do they recover that lightsaber? I mean, I thought it got lost on Cloud City, like it got sucked down the tube thingy. I don't know, maybe Luke recovered it and he just wanted to make his own lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. But yeah, I mean, apparently, I guess that lightsaber's back and we see it handed. It's a feminine looking hand, so I'm guessing it's obviously Rey, played by Daisy Ridley. It looks like an old hand, like an old skinny hand is handing it to her. I'm guessing it could be one or two things. It could be like, it looks like a lot like a child, but it looks too veiny to be a child. You know how old people have those veiny hands, but it's like really little. So I'm guessing it's Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, handing whoever it is, maybe it's her daughter, to to Rey. Um, a lot of things that gave me chills in this trailer. One was Han Solo, but the other was Kylo Ren. I'm just so fascinated by this character. I don't know why. That we see him flinging his lightsaber and doing the force push or choke. Um, he seems very like a official type of person. Like he seems very dictator-esque because we see him in front of this big red flag on this icy planet with stormtroopers. Oh yeah, we do. I think it's Hoth. We're gonna see Hoth in this one. I'm guessing that's actually where the Empire base is going to be because we see a flag. Maybe they took over the old Rebel base and be like, hey, nobody's going to find the Empire here. So maybe that's where they're hiding. You never know. But I'm guessing that it's one or two things because what's really cool is we get to see a new emblem for the bad guy. It's red with a black circle and spikes in the middle, kind of Nazi-esque. But the movie seems to lean toward that. One, they got a new logo, the Empire, or two, it's not the Empire. It's a totally different organization. But you'd be like, well, how do they get the stormtroopers? Okay, the stormtroopers, first of all, the stormtroopers, I know they're not clones, but even if they were, once belonged to the Jedi, the Republic. Then they were the Empires. There could be another organization too. Just because they're stormtroopers does not really signify Empire. It could signify maybe somebody took them over. Maybe somebody took a stormtrooper organization over when the Empire fell. Same blast gear, little newer looking. I noticed like it has these, like the glasses thing kind of goes down more. But I could be a new organization led by Kylo Ren. Could be the Empire still, But I think it could be like, let's say, a new evil entity rising up and just taking over the stormtroopers. But I like this trailer because it raises a lot of questions. I think it looks really cool. And Kylo Ren using the Force. I'm guessing he's Adam Driver. I'm pretty sure because if you watch an interview of Adam Driver, they ask him about Star Wars, like, you're gonna be in the new Star Wars and they're gonna make an action. Do you think they're gonna make an action figure on you? And he's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And I think he says something about a costume too. Who other than Kylo Ren? I'm pretty sure he's gonna be Kylo Ren. He seems like the same height too. I don't know. Cause think about, it could be Andy Serkis, but it's a new trio of new leads, and I know Darth Vader in the original trilogy was in his 40s, but I think it would suit more if it was a younger villain, like a younger type villain. And I think Adam Driver's it. I'm guessing. I think other than him, it's maybe Andy Serkis. I don't think it's Max von Sydow because number one, he's really old. They made Count Dooku fight when he was really old, but I don't know. I just my heart tells me it's Adam Driver. Okay, my thoughts on the trailer. That looks awesome. Oh yeah, we get to see Han Solo back on the Millennium Falcon. He's like, Chewie, we're home. Okay, my theory on why he says we're home, a lot of people's like, well, maybe he's at his home planet. Maybe he's went somewhere and came back. My theory is Han Solo doesn't own the Millennium Falcon anymore. I've read somewhere, actually about maybe a year ago, of Star Wars rumors, and J.J. Abrams have said that some of the rumors are true. And if that's true, maybe this one rumor I read a long time ago, it's about a year ago, back when no news, just rumor. That was really annoying at the time when it was all Star Wars, just rumors for like 3 years straight. You're like, I want some solid stuff. We didn't really get solid stuff until the end of 2014. But back when, it was just all rumors, there was this one rumor that Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac's character, actually is the owner of the Millennium Falcon now. And he actually, this is what it said in the rumor, he actually won it in a gamble between Han Solo and Chewbacca. Han Solo was gambling one day, and same way he got it from Lando, he lost the Millennium Falcon in a gamble, and it belongs to Oscar Isaac's character, which I think could be true because, okay, first of all, he's considered the best pilot in the galaxy by the panel at the Star Wars Convention Celebration Day. what better way to become the best starfighter in the galaxy than to learn on the Millennium Falcon? Honestly, I mean, I know how Obi-Wan said that Anakin was the best starfighter in the galaxy, and that's probably true, but I'm pretty sure Han Solo is a little better than Anakin because he has a really good ship. He learned on the Millennium Falcon. That's how he became a very good pilot. So if he has the Millennium Falcon, I think it's gonna fit in maybe one or two things. Maybe they somehow Han Solo gets involved with this plot, and all of a sudden he has a chance to get back on the Falcon, and he's like battling the Empire. That's why they have their guns out, and they're back aboard the Millennium Falcon. He's like, Chewie, we're home. And that makes sense. If this is a passing of the torch movie, we get to see, the lightsaber passed on to the new generation, even in the trailer. Okay, why not the ship? The ship that we so loved in the original trilogy be passed down to the next generation of Star Wars. Why not? I mean, I know this is a handing the torch movie. I heard that two rumors about it. Like, one, this is actually going to be the only one in the new trilogy that the original cast will appear. It's because it's passing of the torch. And two, we're going to see him in the other ones, but a lot less. Like, this is the one we're going to see him a lot. The focus is still going to be on the new main characters, but we're going to see him a lot because it's a passing of the torch story. So we get to pass on the lightsaber that originally belonged to Luke to Daisy Ridley. I'm pretty sure it's Daisy Ridley if Rey is going to be the new main character. And I don't mind a woman. I like Legend of Korra, and that turned out fine. As the main protagonist, and John Boy. I think it would be better if John Boyega was the main character, because I think it would be cooler to finally have a black main character. I'm speaking to you folks out there, you black folks. I'm rooting for you, man. I would love it maybe a little better if Finn was the main character rather than Daisy Ridley. But, I'm not being sexist. I think it would be great to see a female protagonist, but I think it would be a little more impactful if it was black. But, I don't have a problem with it being female. I think it'd still be great. I think it'll make much more sense for her to be related to the Skywalker family than Finn. So we get our three main characters. Oscar Isaac plays the pilot, Poe Dameron. Finn is played by John Boyega, and Rey is the female played by Daisy Ridley. And apparently there's going to be more females. Like, we have Gwendolyn Christie playing a Chrome Stormtrooper. That's what I heard. And we do see a Chrome Stormtrooper in the trailer, and it does seem like it has bigger breasts, so I'm pretty sure it could be a woman. And that would be pretty cool. Like, that's an interesting idea that some of the stormtroopers are women. That's an interesting thought. Like, if I watch that idea with that in my mind when I watched the original trilogy, like, some of them are women, that's an interesting thought. So we get a Chrome Stormtrooper. Maybe she's related to Boba Fett. Never know, because she's wearing the cape. The Chrome Stormtrooper. I'm not saying it's she, but that's what I heard. So I think that there's supposed to be a lot more women in this one. But I love I can't wait to see all the characters. But we're going to see the original trilogy cast also pass down the torch. And I think, like I said, they're going to pass down the lightsaber to the new generation. And I think they're going to pass down the Millennium Falcon to the new generation. The Millennium Falcon is not part of the old generation anymore. It's going to belong to the new trio of heroes. And I think that's a cool idea. Because, yeah, I mean, it might not be suitable for the original cast to be in all three of them main focus. But I think it's suitable for the Millennium Falcon to be their use of transportation in the new series. Um, so the villain Kylo Ren, I have more theories on him. Number one, I think he could be. I could be my old theory, he's an ancient Sith, but I think it's a little changed now that I saw this. I think maybe he's been in the Empire. Like maybe he's a Darth Vader's secret apprentice type. I'm not saying he's Star Killer, but like you never know. Darth Vader could. I think Darth Vader has done a lot of stuff behind the Emperor's back, and maybe he's trained more Sith. It could be the Inquisitors, or it could be Luke Skywalker's son has become the new villain. Think about it. I heard that he's obsessed with Darth Vader in a rumor, and that's why he has the post of his grandfather's burnt helmet on a podium thingy. I don't think it belongs to Luke. I think it belongs to the villain, and that would make much more sense because what if he's obsessed with his grandfather's work and wants to follow in his grandfather's footsteps and maybe taken over where the Empire left off and turned to the dark side. Maybe he had a falling out with his father, which is Luke Skywalker. That's another one. Another one is he's Luke Skywalker's apprentice gone bad. Like maybe Luke Skywalker's actually found another Force-sensitive character and is trains him, but turns out he falls to the dark side. So a lot of interesting theories. I like this trailer. It's giving me more theories. Another thing I really like about the trailer is it's filmed in the style of J.J. Abrams, but it feels so appropriate for Star Wars. Like, it does feel like the flying of the Millennium Falcon does look like in the same style as the Enterprise and Star Trek Into Darkness and Star Trek 2009. It kind of looks similar, like the way the camera is and like how the CGI looks. There's no lens flares. I don't think that's appropriate for stars, but other than the lens flares, the J.J. Abrams style, like very fast-paced style, very intense and in invested into the scenery it is. I think that's so appropriate for Star Wars. I think it's going to be really cool. J.J. Abrams has that style, and the more I think about it, I'm like, who else better to direct this than J.J. Abrams? And what I've seen, it looks great. The lightsaber looks a lot more fixed up than in the first teaser trailer. Like in the first teaser trailer, it did kind of look like a fan film, but I think it's because they didn't tweak it as much because it's the raw footage that they had. I think now this is a much cleaner version because it still kind of has that fiery look, but it looks more real because I think they really worked on the CGI more in this trailer because it's footage we're actually going to see in the movie. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the special effects looks like. We see a bit of space, but not a lot. We do see the TIE fighters, no, the X-Wings flying. That looks great. We do get to see the ship firing through the hangar door. That looked great. So yeah, I'm pumped for this trailer. When I first saw this, I was just like, oh. I watched it about 20 times already, maybe 25. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, the first time I was like, oh, and I just showed everybody in my house, like my grandmother, my mother, my sister, my brother. I showed them all, and they're like, oh my god, it just looks so good, so good. Like like the way the music, I like how they did the music in this. Like we get to hear the da 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 da. Let me see this Christmas. Da 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 da. And it goes into more like extra that we never heard before, and it's so great. It like got me goosebumps and pumped up. It's just showing all these awesome scenery. Kylo Ren, the Falcon, Daisy Ridley handing her hand to John Boyega, Rey handing her hand to Finn, Poe Dameron in his X-Ring. It just looks so good. I haven't even seen the movie, and I already know a lot of these characters' names. I get to see BB-8 and R2-D2, and man, it just looks great. I have a feeling, though, that BB-8 and R2-D2 are going to be the two main droids. Like, I think C-3PO is going to be in it, but I don't think he's going to have as big as a role as BB-8. I think R2 will still have a big role, but I think it's going to switch. Maybe they've been separated, so I'm thinking it's going to switch from R2-D2 to C-3PO to R2-D2 and BB-8. I think they're going to be the two droids that are going to be interacting the most off of each other. I think BB-8 is going to be R2-D2's R2-D2 was to C-3PO, because remember in the original trilogy, and even in the prequel trilogy, that how R2-D2 seemed to kind of butt heads with C-3PO, and they kind of, got into arguments, like they had disagreement, and they kind of irritated each other, but they turned out to be really great friends, and, kind of work together as a team. I think that's going to be the same thing with BB-8 and R2-D2, only R2-D2, like, we got to see, like, how C-3PO felt like he was the responsible droid, kind of like an older sibling. I think it's going to be switch, where BB-8 is going to be the rambunctious droid that is kind of always getting himself in trouble, but in the end saves everybody, and R2-D2 is going to be the one that's annoyed with BB-8, but in the end they make a good team, but annoyed and kind of feels like the responsible droid. So I think it's going to be a switch for R2-D2. So that's what kind of implied at the celebration, and a little bit like we see BB-8 on the board the Millennium Falcon. I like how they captured the inside of the Millennium Falcon. That's actually one of the things I was kind of disappointed with Return of the Jedi. You could tell Empire didn't make as much money as A New Hope, because the budget for Return of the Jedi, like, you only saw the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. You never saw, and I know it's probably not important to the story, but you never saw, like, the table, the lunchroom, the control room, the hallways of the Millennium Falcon. You just saw the cockpit Return of the Jedi. So we're going to see for the first time since Empire Strikes Back, 35 years, will we see the hallways and the lunchroom and the control center of the Millennium Falcon. The game chessboard, it's going to be great. I give this trailer 4 out of 4 stars and A+. Makes me so pumped to see the next Star Wars movie. I hope you're pumped. Comment below. Let me know what you think about it. Like if you like my thoughts on it. I think this looks very gritty, like more realistic feel than even the prequels. And the original trilogy still has that real feel, but even the prequels, it's kind of returning back to that grittier Star Wars that we knew from A New Hope, the Cantina, all that, and we get a new Empire, we get a new logo, we get a new crew, we get a new villain. It's just new and familiar at the same time. It's like a car. Okay, it's like a new Camaro, but in a familiar design of the old one. This is what this new Star Wars is. It's a new Star Wars, but with a familiar feel to it. Like you can get sucked into this world as much as you did the original trilogy. You can get used to this as much as you did the original trilogy. The prequel trilogy, it was very clean look. You didn't really feel as Star Warsy as it did the other one. Probably because, they're trying to show, like, what George Lucas is trying to convey. I can see a little bit, like, how the galaxy was different before the Empire, but I'm glad this is going to be the familiar feel and look to everything as you did in the original trilogy. So this is just looking new, original, but, like, in the style of the original trilogy. So, and a little bit of J.J. Abrams there that is appropriate for it. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Thumbs up. That's my thoughts on Star Wars The Force Awakens Trailer 2. I am pumped. I can't wait to see the movie. I am saving my money. I'm buying an early ticket. I'm going to see it. That's my thoughts. God bless you and goodbye.